Welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. The campus of Lincoln Memorial University was a very busy place to be as LMU Welcome Weekend kicked off Saturday morning at 8 o'clock with events that lasted all day. New student check-in and activities started in the Student Center, followed by lunch and meetings for both the students and their parents. The last event involving parents and students was the convocation and matriculation ceremony before parents and students said a goodbye.
A lot bigger schools, and nothing can compare to this, especially in the dorms. They're really nice, really set up pretty good. My daughter does play softball here. She's an incoming freshman. She'll be part of the softball team. Pretty excited about this team. It's got a lot of talent on it. They've had a great summer working out and doing a few things together and getting to know one another. So we got some high expectations as far as softball goes, but academically and college life, we really do have a lot of great expectations as far as that goes too. We're really excited, and it's bittersweet, you know, when you drop your little girl off and you don't get to see her for a little while and everything, but you're excited for the next step, and I think we've made a good decision here, a good choice.
And is there anything you want to say to your daughter?
I'm only an hour and 15 minutes away, so Kenzie, I will be coming through all the time. You know I like the gondolier and I like Haymaker barbecue a lot, so I might stop in for lunch unexpectedly from time to time.
Saying goodbye was easier for some parents and students than it was for others. We did have several parents who couldn't even mention recording a goodbye, but we are very appreciative of the parents and students who did take time to talk with us and record a special message.
In order to obtain a quality education. She is currently a sprinter. This is the first year that LMU is doing a sprint for the girls team. She's going to be one of the anchors of that team. Again, I expect a quality education. I expect for her to learn a lot about life. A lot of the stuff that we've taught her has been theory thus far, so now it's time to put those theories to the practical use. So I'm looking forward to a great career here. I'm looking forward to her finishing in 4 years and obtaining a degree. Please stay focused. Your schoolwork is the purpose of you being here, so do what you need to do, make us proud. Bring home that degree.
Just want to say that your mom and dad is going to miss you. We're very proud of you. You're going to, become the young lady that we expect you to become, and you're going to do very great. You're going to meet very good friends, and just enjoy and, stay focused. Don't lose focus. Just stay focused, baby. We love you.
Activities continued into the evening and closed that night with karaoke, food and games, ping pong, and pool at the Student Center. We want to wish all the new students best of luck as they get their year started and also say a hello to all the returning students. Now, as part of Welcome Weekend on the Lincoln Memorial University campus, the weekend wrapped up last night, Sunday night, with safety talks from leaders across the campus. The presentation that took place inside the Tex Turner Arena was based on the university's efforts to promote active bystanding efforts, ABE's team. This is to reduce domestic partner violence and sexual assault on campus. The hope of the University Counseling Center is by understanding the related risks and by having the permission to safely intervene, we together can foster an environment of safety and healthy relationships. The Counseling Center is also asking students to become involved in presenting workshops, discussions, or art projects that build on awareness, events, and present the content of what it means to be in a healthy relationship, how to better communicate, and how to ask for consent. If you are interested in getting involved, you can contact Amy Spurlock at the Counseling Center at 423-869-6014 or drop by the Counseling Center. Another great feature that is added this year is silicone wristbands that signify to others their belief in holding others accountable for their actions and also to signify that they are willing to step in and help in a time of need. Students are being asked to enlist the help of their peers in active bystanding efforts. This way, they know who is willing to help, and it makes it easier for everyone. Students were also introduced to members of the police department and what the department does in terms of safety on campus. So if you would like more information on the Counseling Center or the LMU Police Department, just log on to your Pathway account and there you can find all the information that you need. Well, continuing today, we are bringing you the exclusive sit-down interview with Justice Gary R. Wade, newly appointed Dean of the Lincoln Memorial University John J. Duncan Jr. School of Law. President B. James Dawson introduced Wade as Dean just a few weeks ago at the Southeastern Association of Law Schools Conference. Here is more from Justice Wade about his outlook as he takes on his new role of Dean at the Duncan School of Law.
The fact that I served as liaison to the Board of Law Examiners during much of my term on the Supreme Court, I watched the birth and growth of the law school, and I know that the school has had its ups and certainly its downs. But last December, you may recall, the school, after 6 or so years of hard-earned effort, received its provisional accreditation from the American Bar Association. And that was a credit to the faculty and the staff at the school, as well as the administration and the Board of Trustees. It was a joint effort. A lot was invested in time and resources into that process, and I think that opened the door for discussions. I know that President Jim Dawson made some inquiries about that time, and so did Board Chair Pete DeBusk and his son Brian, who also serves on the board and is going to be the chair of the Board of Trustees upon the retirement of Chairman DeBusk. So those discussions evolved into several discussions with faculty members and administration. You may know that Matt Lyon, the acting dean of the law school, was my chief of staff during a portion of my time as Chief Justice. I recommended him to this position. Obviously, he's done quite well, earned the respect of the other faculty members, and was an easy choice, I think, to serve as interim dean. So my connection with Lincoln Memorial University's Duncan School of Law has lasted really since day one, and it's a huge honor for me to be asked to serve. And again, I believe that the faculty perhaps deserves most of the credit for the accreditation, but that was certainly a very important factor as a beginning of our discussions.
The introduction by President Dawson followed Wade's announcement that he would be retiring from the Tennessee Supreme Court in September, following 9 years on the state's highest court. Wade was elected by his fellow justices to serve a 2-year term as Chief Justice in September of 2012. He was re-elected to the Supreme Court last year in a retention election. Wade and his wife of 44 years, Sandy, have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. LMU DeSalle anticipates welcoming nearly 100 students. That includes over 50 new enrollees. Lincoln Memorial University has been named a finalist for a Humana Community Grant worth $350,000. Now, to tell us more about the Humana Community Grant, here is Director of Public Relations and Marketing, Kate Reagan.
I'm not exactly sure how we were chosen as a finalist, but we feel very lucky to be a finalist with some other very worthy causes. As a community grant, you know, we're selected. There's a lot of great causes in the community. I think some of the things that may have attracted them to us is our healthcare focus. You know, Humana is an insurance company, and so they have a real focus on keeping the communities healthy, and that's really what our grant submission was all about. Community voting is going to consist of 20% of the judging of the overall selection for this grant. And so you can go online to the Humana's website and vote, and you can vote from your Twitter account, you can vote from your Facebook, you can vote with an email, and I would encourage LMU folks to do all 3. And you can do it daily between now and next Friday, August 21st. The public voting does count for 20%, so we really need to get the vote moving, and right now we're in 3rd place. It's $350,000, and it will go towards a special partnership with the Boys and Girls Club of the Tennessee Valley, which covers the entire air service area, including Claiborne County, but also into Knox County and beyond. And it's a unique partnership for the university because it crosses the medical school, DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine, the Kaler School of Nursing, and some of our undergraduate programs. And they're going to provide mentorship, some health programming, just overall healthy living classes, even some finance classes for families at the Boys and Girls Clubs of Tennessee.
The public vote accounts for 20% of judging in the grant evaluation, so be sure that you log on and place your vote for LMU by visiting humanahcbvote.com/Knoxville. You can vote with your Twitter, Facebook, or your email until Friday, August 21st. Well, a special little boy was honored over the weekend with a carnival to help raise money and bring awareness to a rare genetic disorder. We will have all that information and more when we return.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. Lincoln Memorial University's Women of Service will be hosting Service Suites and Style for Scholarships fashion show on Thursday, August 20th at 6 p.m. inside Tex Turner Arena. The fashion show will feature clothing from retailers such as Belk, Signatures, Sweet Southern Blessings Boutique, and many more. LMU students, staff, and friends will serve as models, and shopping will be available in the upper concourse of the arena. Harrogate City Mayor Linda Fultz will be awarded the first Woman of Service Award during the event for her service to the community. Tickets are $10 for students, $20 for adults, and may be purchased at the door or in advance from LMU's Division of University Advancement or from a Women of Service member. For more information on tickets or sponsoring a table, you can call 423-865-6255 or 423-869-6394. Lincoln Memorial University's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine students hosted Cooper's Carnival on Saturday at the Harrogate City Park. The event was hosted by LMU Decon Pediatrics Club and physicians and students serving Appalachia Gaining Education, or PASSAGE. The event is a fundraiser to raise money for Christensen Syndrome Association, as well as to raise awareness of the rare disorder. Cooper is a little boy in the Harrogate community that has Christensen syndrome. His mother, Heather Jackson, reached out to LMU Decon students for help in raising awareness for the disorder. He is the only child diagnosed within Tennessee, Kentucky, or Virginia.
Connection is just because we're in the same community. I reached out to LMU Decon because I knew that they worked in the community and that they would maybe be interested in working with me and doing a fundraiser and raising awareness in our area. I have been so incredibly impressed with all of the students who have came out and given their time to be here to make this a success. They've been wonderful with the kids that have came out today. They've genuinely enjoyed it, and it's been very obvious that they've enjoyed being here and being part of this event. It's been just tremendous. When I first met Blair, one of the first things that we did is we had a meeting with the Passage and the Peds Club, and at that meeting I met Foddy, and he told me about Friday Night Friends, and I was not aware that Friday Night Friends was available. And as a mother of a child that has special needs, it's very difficult to find childcare. And I normally don't pursue that because obviously it's difficult for people to take that on. And so to know that there was a program available that was free and that had a physician there and medical students there that were willing to take care of my son for a few hours to allow me to be able to have some time to do some things for myself was wonderful. And so from that meeting, I went to the next Friday Night Friends and met with one of the physicians that was there, and Cooper was able to be there with Foddy and the other students, and he had a wonderful time. And it's something that we'll continue to do, and that I'll continue other families to do as well.
For more information about Christensen syndrome, visit csa-cares.org. And be sure you stay tuned after the break because some very big changes are taking place on the sidelines at Claiborne High School. To explain some of those changes, stay tuned for sports with Adam Haley.
Getting out of the military, I was missing this camaraderie.
It's frustrating when you try and talk to people that don't understand.
I would be talking, but I wasn't there with them. You just feel so alone.
I still had the anger, I still had the addictions, but we didn't talk about that.
Came to a point where it's like, okay, I really need to talk to somebody about this.
Family more or less encouraged me, go to the VA, you're a veteran, see what they can do to help you.
When you have family, friends, when you have the facilities like the VA and the vet center, it gives me, it gives others encouragement to keep moving forward.
It's okay to go get help. It's okay to talk to people because it takes true strength to ask for help.
Talking with other veterans was the best method for learning the roadmap to success.
Hear veterans' real stories of strength and recovery at maketheconnection.net.
Welcome back. The high school football season kicks off this weekend with most of the teams in the tri-state area starting their 2015 season. We're going to spend this week previewing the two teams in the Claiborne County area. Today we start with the Claiborne Bulldogs, and here with that report is Brandon Burke.
The upcoming 2015 season for the Claiborne Bulldogs is going to be a season for change, as for the first time in Bulldogs history, Barry Lyles will not be roaming the sidelines. It will be new coach Jerton Evans, and he will be the first to tell you that it's going to be different, but they've taken a good first step.
Well, it would have been a little bit tougher, considering the fact that, I'll come into a different environment. I'm not from here per se, but the fact that the administration, the community has been absolutely wonderful. I'm getting so much support right now. These kids are excited. They're buying into the vision of the program and where we want to take it. And we're really changing the culture right now. So it's one of those things where it could have gone south really quick. However, the fact that everybody's buying into the vision and has the same type of attitude toward getting better, I think that it's right where I need to be.
Coach Evans has been on the job since mid-December and has had a chance to work with his team through spring practice, and the team is starting to find themselves.
Right now we're taking baby steps, but it's a process of changing their culture. You're not going to change the culture, overnight, but at the same time, right now we're taking baby steps. We tried to find an identity in the spring, which we did, I think, and right now we're just gradually trying to progress into the season. So right now it's just baby steps, and we're getting better. As long as we're moving forward, we're doing well.
Claiborne also has a new district this season with the likes of Johnson County, Unicoi County, and Elizabethton. But when we asked Coach Evans about it and his schedule, there was only one team he was worried about.
I have a big thing with not looking forward. My coaching staff and I understand that, that's the game that we need to focus on. I don't even know who we play the second week. I don't want to think about the second week, third week, fourth week. We got to win game one before we get to game two, and that's the way I want our kids to understand as well.
Something that gets lost in the shuffle from time to time is that the players are students and the coaches are still teachers 5 days a week. Most people think the students would be unhappy that school is back in session and their summer break is over, but Coach Evans told us that the players are actually happy to be back.
They're very, very excited. I try to make myself available in the hallways. Today I was busy in my classroom trying to get it straight, talking about creative writing in English, and different types of writing was a little bit different than talking about different coverages and different offensive formations and things of that nature, but they're very excited.
The summer two-a-days and the after-school practices are mostly how this year's Claiborne team is getting ready for the season, but they still need community support.
One of the biggest reasons is because of the kids. I mean, the kids have worked so hard in spring. They've worked hard in a preseason game. They've bought into the program. It's very, very positive. The kids are learning more about becoming a better young man than they are about football, and I think that that's what our focal point is. Once again, they've committed themselves to being great, and I feel like if and when we decide to start winning football games, I think that they should be part of it as well.
Again, Claiborne will start the season on August 28th at home against Union County, and the coach will tell you he's cautiously ready to kick off the season.
I'm ready to hurry up and slow down. Can't wait for it to get here, but at the same time, if we're not where we need to be, I would like for the Lord to slow the time down a little bit so we can work on a few things, but I'm very excited.
Reporting for LMU Community TV Sports, I'm Brandon Burke.
We will preview the upcoming season for Cumberland Gap later this week in our weekend edition of LMU Community TV News. Joe Gibbs Racing has been lighting the track on fire in the Sprint Cup Series recently. Coming into the weekend, they have won 3 out of the last 4 pole positions and 4 out of the last 5 races. Sunday would be no different as Matt Kenseth added another pole award to Joe Gibbs Racing, and then the driver of the number $20 General car went out and dominated. Kenseth led 146 of the 200 laps en route to his 3rd win of the season. He was followed by Kevin Harvick, who picked up his 16th top 5 finish and his 4th top 3 finish in the last 5 races. Martin Truex Jr. took 3rd, followed by Austin Dillon and Denny Hamlin. There are now only 3 races until the chase begins, and this week you may see some increased traffic through the tri-state area as NASCAR is at Bristol Motor Speedway this weekend. The Sprint Cup Series will race the Irwin Tools Night Race on Saturday evening. The Tennessee Smokies will be back at home this week for a 6-game set with the Montgomery Biscuits. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday's games will start at 7:05 p.m., while Friday's games will be a doubleheader scheduled to start at 6:05. To keep up to date with the Tennessee Smokies, you can log on to TennesseeSmokies.com. Today we continue our LMU Community TV Best Animated Movie Bracket. We are moving ever closer to naming the best animated movie, at least according to our crew. This week we take a look at the round of 16, and here's a sneak peek. 101 Dalmatians versus Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Dalmatians.
I think I've heard 2 Aladdins and 1 Dalmatian.
Dalmatian. Good, you have to pick.
Oh God. There's no wrong answer.
There
honestly.
isn't a wrong answer. Robin Williams as the genie is fantastic, but the
Cruella de Vil.
Cruella de Vil is
I
iconic.
do love the car chase at the end.
And the
man.
car
It's
chase at
amazing.
the end.
But I love in Aladdin when Jafar turns into the snake. Yeah. Cave of Wonders is awesome. Part of your world. That's Mermaid. I mean, yeah, the whole new world. Whole new world. Whole new world is what I meant. Oh God, 101 Dalmatians. All right. I was leaning toward it.
How to Train Your Dragon or Fox and the Hound?
Fox and the Hound.
That's really close.
How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, thank you. Because every time you say Fox and the Hound, I just get sad.
I have 1 vote for each.
Crap.
All right, you're thinking through it. Think out loud.
The full video can be seen on our Facebook page. That's facebook.com/LMUTV. And next week, we'll finish off this series with the final 8 movies. Now, coming up after the break, we'll find out if Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible was good enough to hold on to the top spot for a 3rd straight week, or was it the NWA that was tough enough to take them down? It's all next with Joseph Lewis in the Box Office Report when we return with more LMU Community TV News.
She couldn't wait.
She had imagined the day for as long as she could remember.
The anticipation had been building.
The shopping, the dress, the jewelry.
Celebrating with her friends would be the sign that they had finally made it.
Only, she didn't make it.
According to MAD.org, teen alcohol use kills 4,700 people each year. That's more than all illegal drugs combined.
Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teens, and about a quarter of those crashes involve an underage drinker.
Don't add to these statistics.
Take a stand against underage drinking.
The future is in your hands.
Joseph Lewis bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Tops of the box office this weekend were led by the debut of Straight Outta Compton, opening to $56 million, an impressive figure for an R-rated biopic coming out near the end of summer that features no superheroes or special effects. Following at number 2 is last week's winner, Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, adding $17 million onto its now $138 million domestic gross, and cementing the film as another big-budget, high-concept success for leading man Tom Cruise. And rounding out the top 3 was newcomer The Man from U.N.C.L.E., starting its run with $13 million, a slightly underwhelming number considering the legacy of the original series and the new film's cast of rising stars. The summer movie season's other heavy hitters like Minions, Ant-Man, and Trainwreck are all on the downswing financially, each drawing less than $10 million this weekend, and the same can be said even for very recent releases like Fantastic Four, The Gift, and Shaun the Sheep. Meanwhile, Noah Baumbach's latest film, Mistress America, quietly opened on exactly 4 screens, the low-key Greta Gerwig starring comedy making $94,000 with an astounding $23,000 per screen average. In review this week is Ricky and the Flash, in which Meryl Streep stars as Ricky Rendazzo, a fledgling rock and roll singer who returns home to small-town Indiana and the family she abandoned after a collapsing marriage causes her daughter to attempt suicide. Streep's real-life daughter, Mamie Gummer, co-stars alongside Kevin Kline as her caring ex-husband, Captain America's Sebastian Stan as one of her 3 children, and musician Rick Springfield as Ricky's guitarist and part-time lover. Ricky and the Flash is written by Juno and young adult scribe Diablo Cody, and her keen ability to create believable on-screen families is one of the film's greatest strengths. From love to long-standing bitterness, the feelings these people have for each other run deep, and the leading actors ably carry that dramatic weight. Streep and Gummer in particular shine the brightest, their arguments and heart-to-hearts brought to life and undoubtedly informed by their off-screen relationship. Cody's dialogue sings during these scenes, acerbic, biting, and hilarious in her trademark fashion, and an early dinner table sequence ranks as a mini masterpiece of writing and performance. The film is directed by Jonathan Demme, previously responsible for 2008's brilliant family drama Rachel Getting Married, as well as the iconic Talking Heads concert film Stop Making Sense, and he puts both of those very different skill sets to use here. Demme wisely doesn't shy away from the fact that Ricky and the Flash are essentially a mediocre cover band playing mostly for smaller, older audiences, but the various musical numbers are thrillingly shot and edited nonetheless, with Streep singing her heart out and her backup band doing their best to keep up. Things begin to falter a bit around the halfway point when Ricky returns to California and the story shifts its focus to her relationship with the Rick Springfield character. Their sort of romance isn't necessarily bad, but this material is far less compelling than the family dynamics that preceded it, and Springfield himself falls short of being either endearing or charismatic. However, though the script basically meanders its way toward an ending, the climax Streep and company deliver is so emotionally powerful that the film's shortcomings are largely made up for, making Ricky and the Flash an unassuming but worthwhile bit of counter-programming as this summer comes to a close. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
And that is going to be all for this week's LMU Community TV News.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Adam Haley.
For everyone behind the scenes, I'm Ashley Hurley. We'll see you Thursday.